Buddy, don't nobody want to work with your ass, and now a bomb got attached to you, and you flying out the window fucking up Mr. Incredible's rotation. I'm sick of your ass. Lord, now the bomb done blown out the train tracks. The graphics are just amazing. It's like a comic book come to life in all the right ways. Oh my God, the way Mr. Incredible said, "You're not affiliated with me." Oh yeah, Mr. Incredible, you really should get to your own wedding. So the Incredibles get married. However, the next day, Mr. Incredible gets sued by that heifer he tried to save committing suicide. He was like the man that stole all of Juan and Robin's money. He's like, I wanted to be dead. Now I'm alive and I gotta pay for these medical bills. I'ma need some cash now. I'ma call you J.G. Wentworth. So because of all this litigious bullshit, we ain't got no more superheroes. So Mr. Incredible ends up working at an insurance place. So while Bob is going through his work woes, Helen has to deal with Dash at school. Now, he's supposed to keep his superpowers a secret, and he's super fast, but you know, he one of them badass kids. One of them is hard head, make a soft ass kids. One of them, you don't believe fat meat is greasy kids. And so right when he thinks he's really about to get in trouble because he caught on tape, he too fast for the tape to catch him. And the principal just looks at that teacher like, you know what? You really came in here with some hard evidence and made me look like a fool. Ma'am, I'm sorry about this. Go about your day. And she like, you know what? I'm happy your ass ain't in trouble, but your ass is in trouble. Could have blown the whole family cover. Man, that teacher is giving me the guy from the Twilight Zone with the thing out the window. It's right there! It's right there! Oh, Dash is upset he can't go out for sports because he has an unfair advantage and he would blow everybody's cover. I love how they have his hair fucked up in the cartoon, like back here like a real kid's would be. They did a good job. And now they're picking their older daughter up from high school, Violet. And she can turn herself invisible and she getting ready to go through puberty. And she got her eye on some young heifer. Because men are heifers too. At least to me. Hell, I know some real heffing ass men. But that's a separate story for another time. Child, Violet ran to that car like her life depended on it. She did not want that boy to see her. Damn. She should go out for football. I mean, she was just gone. She was taking that thing to the end zone. So the family's at dinner and Bob is not engaged. He is tuned out. And Helen is like, you know your son got sent to the office for being a speed demon. But instead of chastising, he encourages because he's like, oh shit, if you that fast that you can't get caught on camera, you was getting them knees up. He got real Cliff Huxtable with it. Well, you know, he didn't put anything in his drink, but you know what I mean. Oh, God, the kids is fighting. He running around the table. She made him run into a damn force field. Oh, God. And then Helen thinks she's doing something with them elasto arms, and they get to skirmishing under the table. Honey, it's real love and hip-hop. In the kitchen, while Bob is getting a new plate for the one that he fucked up, Bob reads in the paper that Gaithersburg is missing, or Gaithersburg, whatever, he missing. And Helen is like, can I get a little help here with these fighting hellions? Can you parent just a little bit? Frozone drops by, and him and Bob go bowling. Bowling. They actually sitting around listening to the police scanner doing secret hero work, rescuing people from burning buildings and whatnot. So Frozone is like, could we actually go bowling? And Bob's like, no, I need the adrenaline rush. Okay, so they save some lives, but they might lose their own in return. So they're able to run out of the burning building just in time, but they run into a jury store. That real jury, not that Carly Red shit. Frozone is able to freeze the cop that almost stops them and they get away, but it's a close call. However, they've been trailed. A secretive heifer knows that Mr. Incredible is exactly who she's looking for. But who is she? And why is she giving us sade teas? And so Bob walks in and Helen is waiting up for him. sees a little rubble on his shoulder. She knows, oh honey, you cheat on me with danger, not with other heifers. I gotta say, this dialogue during the argument between Bob and Helen about the glory days and celebrations of mediocrity, this shit is so real. Every word is used to its fullest potential and every line is on point. I mean, the cadence, the rhythm, it's just amazing. And so the kids hear the kerfuffle and they head downstairs. I mean, even the way that she just stood there for a moment in her pink robe before she turned out the light, it's just so real. So Bob sees a crime going down while his boss is yammering, and he ain't here with the fuck shit when he don't call the police. So he throws them through 1, 2, 3, 4 walls, and it's oops poops. So his government agent handler is talking to him, and he's like, look, we can relocate y'all again for old time's sake. Before Bob can give his family the bad news about his firing, he realizes he has a letter. A special letter. It's actually like an iPad letter, and it knows he's Mr. Incredible. Oh, this is really cool. This thing's scanning the room, and here comes Sade with the bullshit. She offers him a job at 3 times his yearly salary, and, since he's just gotten some free time. And there's a weapon that they need him to deal with. Child, she done offered him a chance to relive the glory days, and his eyes is just glazed and glistening. They did an amazing job of humanizing these characters. Oh Lord, the message done self-destructed and turned on the sprinkler system. So right as Bob was about to tell Helen, she gives him the, oh God, what did you do now? And he like, I'm gonna take this other one. He made that decision in that moment. He was like, I ain't about to listen to this. He's like, I got a conference to go to. I'm gonna be back in a week. And she buy it. And he's off. So Sade is debriefing him on the plane. We need you to go in, shut this thing down, but don't completely ruin it. Lord, his fat ass is stuck in the ejector port. And they drop his ass off like a satellite. Oh, it turns into a helicopter. That was cute. And his fat ass can't get out either. So Mr. Incredible walks through this jungle and it looks realistic. It's just lush and green and relaxing. It's not overdone like Avatar. But the plants do look real. Oh, shit. That was a genuine shocking moment when monster appears. The robot monster, whatever. No, honey, one punch ain't gonna do it. Oh, this thing is moving fast. Watch out. Okay, we got a little bit of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom tease, running from the giant ball. Man, this thing is starting to whoop his ass a little bit. Ah, Mr. Incredible. Tricked him into the lava. I see you. Celebrating too soon pulled your back out. Ha! The monster unwittingly pulls his back into socket, and he snatches that monster's hand off just like I would if you put your hand on my plate. Nub, honey. Nothing but nub. All right, that's right. Getting to the innards. Mr. Incredible breaks into the monster, so it starts attacking itself, pulls out its CPU thinking that it's him, and it's a job well done and another bag secured. In the words of Heffa Hankerson, who did graduate, by the way. So we see the big boss is impressed with Mr. Incredible's success. He invites him to dinner with Sade, and he sees her walk into the room through a lava curtain. Now that's pretty cool, a lava curtain. Child, Sade was flirting with that ass. How does it compare? Ooh, oh goodness, that was almost PG. So now we back at the house and Bob has gotten his zest for life and Helen's puss back. They fucking all over the house. He out here getting a car for himself and a car for the family. Yes, Bob, work it out and get that zest back. I still love how they'll add these touches of the 1950s, like a magazine being 25 cents. I mean, kids nowadays are like, what's a magazine? So Bob has to get his super suit repaired since he's been doing all this new hero work. And we meet one of the best characters in the movie. I hope she's got a bigger part in part 2, Edna Mode. Oh my God, you've gotten fat. I love her house. And so, of course, Edna, being the heifer that she is, decides, I'm going to go on and make you a new suit because this old suit, I'm not really feeling the look. And then he says, okay, well, since we doing up a new suit, I want a cape. And she says, oh, darling, no capes. No capes. Tornado Man, sucked into a vortex. Spider Girl, sucked into a jet engine. No capes. Mega Man, snagged on takeoff. No capes. So while Helen's tidying up around the house, she sees an errant hare that doesn't belong to her. One of Sade's white whisper things. And then she hears him talking to Sade, making travel arrangements. And she begins to suspect he might be on his Kirk Frost. So Helen nervously watches Bob leave. Now, Bob ain't cheating on nobody, so we see him jetting off to his island, and this is when we get some of my favorite music of the movie. The music they play while he coasts in. It's very bossa nova meets jazz meets Disney movie. Very tropical. I love it. I love anything tropical. As you can see, this is where I've chosen to broadcast from. So Mr. Incredible checks into his suite, and Mirage tells him what conference room to meet her in. Oh, this place does look like paradise. Meanwhile, back at the house, Helen starts vacuuming in Bob's office, and she notices a patch job in his supersuit, and says, okay, well, I know who pulled this. Heifer Mode. Heifer Mode. And so she on the phone with Heifer Mode, and Heifer Mode says, oh, when you coming to get the suits for the family I done cooked up? Well, come on by an hour. I'm going to see you soon. Mr. Incredible walks into the conference room, and it's dark and quiet. Oh, shit. The wall lifts up, and it's a new monster. It's bigger. It's badder. Ladies and gentlemen, we get to meet our antagonist, Syndrome. Buddy from the old days, the little shit that fucked everything up. He couldn't let shit go. But it did inspire some amazing inventions. Bob almost had a monologue, but didn't let him get into it quite enough. Syndrome is getting his revenge in this moment. We got 0 point energy and flying boots, and he chasing Mr. Incredible down into waterfalls. Now, Mr. Incredible, trying to escape a bomb Syndrome threw at him, ends up in an underwater cavern and finds Gazerberg. Well, Gazerberg's body, so at least now we know what happened to his ass and who's been killing the supers. He also uses Gazerberg's body to make Syndrome think that he's dead. So while Syndrome's looking real pleased with himself, Heifer Mode is about to show Elastigirl her new suits. Oh my God, when Helen saw Jack's suit, she said, what the hell do you think this kid's gonna be doing? Every feature was the most dramatic ever. It breathes like Egyptian cotton and also can withstand the temperature of 40,000 degrees. Vi's suit disappears, and each suit comes with a homing device, which is quite useful. It becomes real useful when Helen says, now where the hell is my husband? Meanwhile, he on this island hopping tree to tree. Bob, I don't know if you should be trying to get back at Syndrome by yourself. He whooped your ass pretty easily the first time. If it wasn't for that secret cavern, you would be no more. So he goes to the room with the lava curtain, cause he figured his best bet would be to get behind there. Oh, he gonna use one of the giant statues in the room to get through the lava. That's pretty smart. But right before he can do that, Sade comes sashaying through anyway. Ooh, he barely made it through that lava curtain. So now he's in like an X-Men-esque type machine where you got like a chair in the middle of the room and then a big spherical screen all around you. So while Bob is getting all this useful information, Helen is calling Bob's job to check up on what's really going on. And Edna Mode is just sitting her tea, sipping back, enjoying every minute of it with her messy ass. I didn't realize she was this messy until this viewing. Bob finding out all the superheroes that then got killed by Syndrome. All his friends. But messy ass Edna has Helen press the homing device button, which gets Bob caught yet again. So Bob finds out that Project Kronos is sending the machine that beat him to the mainland so he can begin to take over the world. But before Bob can do shit about it, he gets caught up in the bubbles. That's a good way to neutralize. Edna is not here for Helen's crying. So Edna give her a pep talk after all that mess. Go get your husband, girl. And then make sure to swing by. I enjoy our visits. So as Helen gets ready to go chase after Bob, Dash sees the outfits for the kids because you know kids will always see some shit for them. So Helen gets her I want to speak to the manager ass on a jet and heads to this island and starts calling them loud and bold. Island Tower 9er requesting permission to land. They ain't answering her ass. So Helen puts on the autopilot and suits up. Like, So now we got Syndrome grilling Mr. Incredible on who he called. Now, he don't know he called nobody, but that homing device was on his ass. So Syndrome go on and play the tape for Bob. He like, who this heifer? Who is it? And then he realizes, oh, shit, Helen. So right as Syndrome sends a missile to the plane that he thinks Bob ordered, Helen finds out the kids have stowed away. So they didn't just left their brother with one of their little friends. She seemed like a sweet girl with good intentions, but I wouldn't leave my dog with him, much less my baby. Helen don't got time to go back and forth with the babysitter no more because missiles are headed their way. I just had the best slice of pizza and it's giving me my life. It just, and a little bit of barbecue sauce on the side. It's just what I needed. Helen dodging them missiles like a pro. This tense scene with the missiles and the plane and Helen screaming, Vi, put a force field around the plane now. Oh my God. Between that and the pizza, I have all the life that I need for the week. So Helen uses that fireproof suit to wrap her ass around her children and parachute down to the ocean. Then she turns herself into a boat and uses Dash as a motor. Ingenuity. Not just ingenuitive, but plausible. Plausible. Helen then passed out and woke up. She was ready. Brace yourselves. The water looks so real. So Syndrome was a little too close to Mr. Incredible and he was about to grab that ass good. But Sade pushed him out of the way. And he gets her right round the neck and it's like, you better let me out this electric bullshit. But he knows he ain't gonna hurt nobody. He's like, please. You keep bumping those gums, babe. You keep bumping those gums. And he was right. Now Sade pissed at Syndrome. She's like, well, shit. Who am I to you? I have to say, it has been an hour and 13 minutes, and I haven't been bored for 1 second. So they finally make it to land and hide out in a cave for the night. Ha, ha, ha! Oh, God. So they finally get a fire going. And Helen says, your father's in trouble. And Vi said, you know what, Mom? We're not doing so hot either. Aw, we get a good touching mother-children moment. And Helen's like, look, y'all better use your powers. They're gonna fuck you up. So now we got Helen sneaking into the facility while the rocket prepares to launch. Oh, Lord, Helen done got stuck. Oh, now she really stuck. All right, Helen, you better kick that ass. Oh, she hiding bodies, too. Meanwhile, back in the cave, Violet's practicing her force field, and Dash starts exploring the cave, which he realizes has a tunnel in it. And this tunnel is where all the heat from the rocket is coming out. It's an exhaust tunnel. So now that the kids are out of the cave, Carly Red's ass spots them and immediately reports them to headquarters. And soon security's after them in these helicopter hovercraft. So Sade saunters in and she saves Bob's ass. She like, you know what? Fuck Syndrome all days and fuck 'em all ways. So Sade almost get choked out for the bullshit, but she tell him his family alive and he's so happy he hug her. And that's when Helen walk in and then Helen gives Sade the 1-2. Well, that's what happens when you huzz around. Oh my God, when Dash flew his ass off that cliff, it looked so real and it was so dizzying. It was like, you know that feeling when you're on a roller coaster and your stomach drops? My stomach dropped a little bit. That's right, Dash, whoop his ass. With those short arms and all. Dash is handling these hovercraft pretty well. They shooting at his ass. And these island scenes are so beautiful. So Dash and Violet are double teaming security. All right, Violet, you better fuck with this force field ball. That force field is strong, too. And Helen and Bob get their spark back. But sadly, Syndrome interrupts this tender family moment with his 0 point energy and monologuing again. Syndrome sent his robot to terrorize the populace just so that he could be the great savior. Child, Syndrome trying to ruin superpowers for lottie-dottie everybody. So, as Bob is coming to terms with his shortcomings, Vi uses her superpowers to escape. So the race is on to get to the mainland to stop Syndrome. They want to get there super fast, so they take the rocket, and Sade gonna help their ass. Meanwhile, back on the mainland, we see Frozone see the danger in the city, and he jumps into action. Well, he tries to, but his wife done hid the super suit. So while Syndrome think he gonna goop the children and save the people, this robot said, sis, I'm rebelling. So we get a cute scene where they use both the RV and the rocket to make it to the mainland. Very dad, are we there yet? Okay, so now the whole family is on a mission to get this damn controller. And here comes Frozone joining the fight. Oh shit, the machine's after the remote too. So it goes from Bob to Violet to Dash to Helen to Bob. And so they're able to use the remote control to get one of the arms to pierce the rocket. Takes out the CPU and everything, just like the first one. But where the hell is Syndrome? His ass done slithered off somewhere. And now everybody's applauding the supers. So Helen finally calling the babysitter, and Jack has been acting a stone fool. Oh Lord, a replacement sitter has arrived, and it's Syndrome. He gonna steal Jack. They have really kept this plot moving. Looks like Jack can take care of himself. And Syndrome gets taken out by a jet engine. No capes. Wow. And Violet saves the day when the rest of the plane falls on the house with a force field. So they finally let Dash go out for sports. But he can't be too much faster than the other kids. Vi goes out with what's his name. And then the mole people attack, and I wonder if that's where the second movie's gonna pick up. Well, I'ma see you soon. Tell a kin, tell a friend, tell that heifer you hate.